Let me start by welcoming President Sandu, dear Maiei, to the seat of the European Parliament in Strasbourg. It's really good to have you back here with us. Our message remains very clear today, that Moldova's place lies in the European Union, and here you can count on the European Parliament as a strong ally to see that become a reality. Today is also an honour for us to recognise your leadership with the European Order of Merit. I had the honour of seeing your grit, your clarity and your steadfastness over the years. Your commitment is not only shaping Moldova, but is shaping the rest of Europe. We see a momentum building now, and we cannot let it stall. The people of Moldova have chosen Europe. You are moving forward with determination towards accession. And despite constant Russian interference and attempts to destabilise your country, you stand firmly rooted in our shared democratic values. That is down to the resilience of your people and your calm, clear and principled leadership. So my message today is in the most clear words possible, is that the European Parliament will continue to support Moldova in every way. Last year we opened a dedicated European Parliament antenna office in Chișinău, and just recently we renewed a memorandum of understanding with the Parliament of Moldova. Both will further strengthen our parliamentary cooperation. We have also voted on our position for the next long-term EU budget, calling for sufficient dedicated pre-accession funding for Moldova in order to support your country's path of reform. Because we know that if we invest in Moldova today, we are investing in the Europe of tomorrow. That is why the European Parliament believes that now is the time to advance membership accession negotiations, because with Moldova moving closer, our union grows stronger. The floor is yours.
Thank you, dear Roberta. It's always a joy to be here, and it's always a joy to be with you. You have been such a true and devoted friend of Moldova, and this Parliament has been home to so many friends of our country. We feel that friendship, and we are grateful for it. Thank you for your political support, for the resolutions through which you have stood by our democracy and for our EU accession process. And thank you for your contribution to the interparliamentary cooperation, which helps our legislators transpose the EU acquis. Dear Roberta, I'm deeply honoured to be nominated for the European Order of Merit. This honour belongs to the people of Moldova, to those who chose Europe at the ballot box, to those who defended that choice when it was not easy, to those who are doing the hard daily work of reform because they believe in a better future. And we want to move forward. We are ready to open negotiations on all clusters. Both the Commission and the Council say we are ready. Moldova is delivering on undertaken commitments step by step. A credible, merit-based accession process requires effort on both sides, and Moldova is holding up its end. Thank you.
Yes. Good morning, Anna from Diaz, Moldova. Dear Ms. Sandu, it is said that negotiations for Moldova's integration into the European Union could be opened at the end of June this year. We would like to know if this is what is expected, and what will happen on a practical level once the negotiations are opened. We know that a cluster could be opened, but what does this opening entail?
Moldova is ready for the opening of all the negotiations of all the clusters. We've been ready for some time now. This has been recognized both by the Commission and by the Council. And officially opening the negotiations on all clusters would allow Moldova to move to the next steps. And we still have a lot of work to be done, but we want to be allowed to move to the next steps.
Hello, Lucian Pervoiu from Romanian Television. I have a question for both presidents. Republic of Moldova and Ukraine are linked in this accession process, and we know that Hungary did not officially lift the veto against Ukraine. Do you have a strategy in this field, because the situation is pretty complicated? And if you have a strategy, what will be the next steps? Thank you.
The EU accession is a merit-based process. Both countries have fulfilled the commitments, at least for the first cluster. I know about Moldova that we're ready for all the clusters, and we do hope and we do believe that the EU institutions and the EU member states will find a solution to have the formal negotiations being taken by the end of June, which is the end of the current Cypriot presidency.
This will be, in fact, the exact same position I will take with me to the European Council in June. I would like to say that the signals are positive, if I can cautiously say that. Both countries have delivered and have successfully completed their bilateral screening process with the Commission. Enlargement is a merit-based process, and this Parliament has always been very clear. If we have opened our door to enlargement by taking a decision that a country should become a candidate country, then the next step is to start negotiating. If we don't do that, what kind of message will we be sending to President Sandu and the population she leads? I have been on the ground in Moldova, where European Union flags have been waving with a clear and undeniable request. Let us take the next steps because we want to be part of the European Union. That is the position that we see, and our responsibility is now clearly to take the next step, and we will be pushing for that.
Thank you very much.
Just a question, please. Claudius Ampir for startupcafe.ro. Congratulations for this merit of order. I would like to ask you about the Eurovision vote. What is your position, President Sandu, and do you think that the relations between Romania and Moldova could be damaged by this contest? Thank you.
I believe we should not allow anything and anyone to damage the relationship between the two countries. And I do believe that it is important that the people of Moldova gave the highest appreciation to the Romanian singers. So this is the most important part. And congratulations to both Alexandra and Vlad.